After I do a search in Matrix using the criteria or the map, I can go to results up at the very, very top right, or I can go to the results button down here. Now, by default, this is going to take me to the agent single line, which means every single one of my search results gets one line of information. So think of this like a spreadsheet of your results. Some people call this a results display, results grid, whatever you want to call it here. Don't think that you're stuck with what's in here, though, because you can customize this if you'd like. A couple things you can do here. If you take your mouse and you mouse over the blank area of any of these columns, I can just simply left click and drag and move any field around from left to right that I want. Okay, so I can move stuff around if I would like to. If I wanted to insert or remove a field, I can do that. I can add extra stuff into this results display if I wanted to. If I take my mouse and mouse over the blank area of the columns, don't click on the word, mouse area, blank area, notice you get your little 4-pointed cross here. Now when I left click, I can insert a brand new column, or I could take a column out if I wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and click on insert column, and you can insert any other field in the MLS as long as it's not already in here. So I can click on insert column, and I can add any other field in the MLS. I could search for a field if I wanted to. But let's just go ahead and add in an easy one. Let's just say price per square foot. And it doesn't really matter where you put it once I click apply here, because it's going to be inserted here in the grid. And I could take this and I could drag and drop it wherever I want to. Maybe I want to put this right next to current price here. Okay, so feel free to go in and customize this. Now you have some other additional options that you might want to use when you open this little menu up by clicking. I could set the alignment. I could wrap the text if maybe I'm using like a remarks field or something like that. I could do that if I wanted to. I could set the pixel width if I want to. So you've got some customization here. I can also take my mouse and drag and drop these fields a little bit, give myself a little bit more space. If I want to drag and drop and spread these out a little bit more, I can. Don't feel like you're stuck with any of the default options in here. However, while I'm in this session of Matrix, whenever I run a search, it's going to show up just like this. So if I make any customizations here, it will show up while I'm logged into this session of Matrix. But when I log off Matrix and I log back in, it's going to default back to the default agent single line here. So if I go in and I customize my grid here, I have to give it a name. I have to go in and give it a special name so I can keep this grid, because I'm not really doing the agent single line anymore. I'm doing what I have customized. So all you have to do is look for this little pencil on paper right here. When I click on it, I can give it a name. So I'm going to call this one our super awesome results grid. And I'm not really going to overwrite the original, so I'm going to click on Save as Copy. Watch what happens here under the display. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Save as Copy, and I'm not doing the agent single line anymore. I'm doing something that I set up. So what it's going to say is my super awesome grid here. And what I've done is I've given myself an alternative here. Whenever I get my results in the future, let's say I go in and I do a search and I go to results here, I can go into display and I could choose my super awesome results grid. So this is just another alternative of something that I have when I set up my search results. Though, if you want to, you could take this a step further and you can actually make this a default in Matrix. So you could say, you know what, I don't really want to see my agent single line by default. I want to see my super awesome grid that I set up, because this is how I want to see my results every single time. So if you click on the gear here to the right, so you have to name it first and then click on the gear, you can say set current display as my search starting default. And when I do that, that means whenever I do a search in the future, so I'm going to put in some very quick criteria here. Let's just say Orlando, and let's do 200,000 or less, 4 or more bedrooms, 3 or more bathrooms, and let's say we go to the results. It's not going to take me to the agent single line anymore. It's going to take me to the my super awesome grid, because this is how I want to see the results. And it's going to be like this forever. So you can set a default with whatever grid you want to see here. Now, if you want to set it back to the way it originally is, to the agent single line, you cannot break it. All you have to do is click on the gear and say reset to the system search defaults, and that would take me back to my agent single line. Though my super awesome results grid is still here in for available use in the future if I want to. Okay. So you've got some customization options here. So go in and practice, drag and drop some fields around, add a field, take a field out here, go in and name grids if you want to. You can have as many of these as you want. These all live under My Matrix, Settings, and Custom Display. So you can have as many of these as you want. So you choose how you want to see your search results. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. Good luck. And if you need any help, please feel free to reach out to the MLS support.